In this video, I'm going to give you an update and details about the refugee process after C-12. We have mentioned this before, but again, there are many questions that clients ask us. That's why I want to explain the whole process in this video. The new C-12 law says that anyone who's been in Canada for more than 1 year and they entered Canada after June of 2020, if it's more than 1 year from the first time that they came to Canada, they cannot claim refugee. When we say you cannot claim refugee, obviously you can claim refugee, but instead of Refugee Protection Division, which there is an refugee hearing for your process, your file is going to be transferred to IRCC for PRRA, Pre-Removal Risk Assessment. Before we explained Refugee Board of Canada process, you submitted your claim. Those of you who are less than 1 year in Canada, you don't have any problem. If you enter Canada and then you claim refugee before 1 year, your file is going to be referred to Refugee Board of Canada. You're going to be prepared for that. And then you have a refugee hearing with member of Refugee Board of Canada who's the decision maker, an interpreter if you need an interpreter, your lawyer, representative, consultant, paralegal, and then you as the client. You go for that refugee hearing. At the end of the process, if you are approved, you are a protected person, you can apply for permanent residency. If you are not approved, you can appeal it and then the rest of the process. Now, for those that now are eligible for PRRA, what happens is that when you claim refugee in Canada, because it's been more than 1 year that you are in Canada, you are ineligible for the refugee. So they send your file to IRCC and to CBSA. The file goes first to CBSA because they say that based on the details that we have, you are not eligible to apply for refugee. So Refugee Board of Canada cannot proceed with your file. Then CBSA is responsible for that. You need to wait for CBSA to give you an appointment. Now we are receiving appointment. I mean, everything that I'm telling you is based on the recent updates because we have many clients in different areas and in refugees as well from all over Canada, not only Ontario. So that's why we have received the first in Ontario, we have received one PRRA and now in Toronto. And then the process is when they give you the PRRA application, you have an interview with a CBSA officer that they're going to go through the PRRA application with you. They're going to ask you some questions. Obviously, we prepare our clients for those kind of questions that they will ask them. Then they give you the PRRA application and they ask you that, do you want to apply for the PRRA? Well, obviously you want to apply for the PRRA, you say yes. Then they give you a deadline because PRRA, as we have told you millions of times that you need to be very careful, is that PRRA has deadlines and you need to be very careful about those deadlines because even in that session, CBSA officer, in that online interview with the client, they're going to confirm that you have a deadline to submit your PRRA application. And if you lose that deadline, you're going to lose the chance to apply for the PRRA. In that interview session, immediately after that, you're going to sign one PRRA application and then submit it to the officer. Then they start processing of your PRRA application. And then the rest of the process is with the IRCC. They're going to decide if you are protected in Canada, you need to be protected in Canada, you are approved, and then you can apply for your permanent residency. If they do not approve you, then you have some other options that later on we will have some more videos about them as well. We said already that PRRA applications are time sensitive. It means those of you who are in the process of claiming refugee, waiting for the PRRA, it's very important for you to prepare your evidence and documents beforehand because you have a deadline. And then obviously in that short deadline, you cannot prepare all the documents and everything very quickly because some of the documents may take some time for you to prepare it. So it's better for you now to start preparing your documents, evidence, everything that can make your PRRA application strong. And then once you have everything, you are ready. There is an interview with you to apply for the PRRA, then you can put together all your documents and submit the PRRA application. So this is basically what we know so far about the whole process of the PRRA, about C-12 law for refugees. If you have any more updates, we're going to let you know. And if you have any question, you can be in touch with us.